lot of hard work, a lot of compromise, but we funded the government with an aggressive investment in American families, American workers, American national defense. It's one of the most significant appropriations packages we've done in a really long time. It really helped women. I was really proud of those aspects, both in the Omnibus, and then the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act was added to the bill. The Merkley Amendment dealing with feeding was added to the bill. And this bill is really, but things in the bill, to have a year of postpartum maternal care is an amazing thing as well. Child care, an increase in 30%. There is so many good things in the bill, it's hard to get them all out. We believe we have real needs on the defense side now with Ukraine more than ever, but we believe there are just as many and just as important real needs on the domestic side. Now, we got a whole lot done here. The budget was bigger, so if you look in absolute amounts, the increases in both the amount of money, but more importantly, the substantive changes made on the non-defense side were great and would compare favorably to many other omnibuses, even those that had 50-50 parity. But it's 50-50 parity is something we're going to continue to aspire to. Well, I'm just befuddled by some of these right-wing Republicans who don't want to help Ukraine. It's always been the harder right you were, the more anti-Soviet you were, the more anti-Russian you were, and all of a sudden they're pro. And I hope it's not a residue of Trump. Trump had a relationship with Putin that was poisonous for American security. And if these folks are following him, they're making a huge mistake. But that is not the majority of the Republicans. As you saw, we had a record amount of money for Ukraine. Not all the Republicans are MAGA. And the MAGA are the loudest, and they try to push the party further to the right. But there's a large chunk of Republicans, perhaps a majority, in the House and the Senate who are not MAGA. And this election showed them, I've heard them, I've talked to them, that following MAGA is like Thelma and Louise, going over a cliff. And that's what we saw in the election. And I intend to reach out, both in the Senate and even in the House, to some of the more mainstream Republicans and say, let's work together. There are a whole lot of issues we can work together on. I'm not going to, you'll ask me which ones, I'm not going to delineate. But I believe the next 2 years, we have a huge 2 years to follow. I think it's going to be a lot more productive than people think, and not just on appointments and judges and things that we in the Senate can do on our own.